What's up, guys? That up a little bit. Hi. It's Tuesday. We're gonna be doing some more Wrath of the Righteous auto build judgments. Today we are gonna be going through Rix, the pre-generated rogue, and also the basic bitch rogue default build. This man right here, so the trickster. Rix the trickster. And what's up, Lord Bovin? How you doing today? I think you're actually the first person to actually be in chat before the stream starts. So congratulations. You were the first. I do have food coming in just a moment. I was trying to time this so that my food would get here before I would go live. But they apparently picked up 2 orders at once, so they took the other one first. So I will be having to get up here in just a moment to go and grab my food. It is what it is. So yeah, today we're going to be doing this little man right here, and then after we finish screaming and crying about his build, we will be going into another one. And then depending on what we do from there, who knows? We might do a third. We've been averaging 3 builds per run, or per stream. So let's get into it. So Callistria, that kind of makes sense. A rogue, a trickster, worshipping Callistria. Pretty that's a lot of con. I don't think you need quite that much con for a rogue. Let's look at what we got here. So we got Charisma 12. That's because he's a gnome. And they just didn't want to dump Charisma for some reason. Wisdom 10 is fine. Intelligence 14. Do you need intelligence? Do you need to bump intelligence for a rogue? I don't think you do. I feel like this is unnecessary. You're going to get a lot of skill points regardless. And I feel like these two would have been better suited putting them into Dex or something. Oh wait, he's a rogue. He doesn't get a bonus to he's a gnome. Gnomes don't get bonuses to Dex, right? It's Con and Charisma, if I remember correctly. So this might actually be the highest that they can get. Some subclass scale off of it. Right, but we are not doing any, this is just basic rogue. There's no, what was it? Eldritch Scion or whatever it is? No, that's the Magus. The baby's first arcane trickster. I can't remember the name of it. I feel like you probably could have sacrificed some strength here to get some of these other stats up a bit more. You don't really care about strength as a rogue unless you're going thug, obviously, but we are not in this. Let's see, what do we got here? Acrobat as our background. All right, so adds trickery and mobility to the list of her class skills. Don't really need that. Proficient with throwing axes. Don't really need that either. Honestly, I feel like you just shouldn't have. You should just have pickpocket. Like, this is the class that would have pickpocket, wouldn't it? Like, the fact that this is acrobat, not pickpocket, is kind of weird to me. We start off with 2-weapon fighting and weapon finesse. So I'm alright with that. Oh, my food is here. So while this loads up, I'm going to go grab my food real quick. I'll be back in just a second.
The architect of the world wound, Rilu Vorlesh, awaited the commander in the heart of Threshold. Their confrontation seemed imminent, but an unexpected obstacle appeared in the commander's path. Who would dare to postpone the inevitable?
I'm back. Bon appetit. That is the fanciest anybody has ever spoken about McDonald's. Alright. Did they actually give me a straw? They did! The first time in like a week. They've actually given me a straw. Alright. Alright, so let's go in here. So yeah, so it was 2 weapon fighting that we chose. Yeah, you get weapon finesse as a free feat as a rogue. I thought that was it, but it's been a hot minute since I've made a rogue, so wanted to double check. Alright. So let's take a look at these skill points: mobility, trickery, stealth, knowledge arcana, knowledge world, and perception. These are all perfectly fine. These are all perfectly fine. Maybe swap out arcana for UMD. Think that's probably a better way to do this. Yeah, because they're small, they get a +4 to fucking stealth. God damn. Does that go up to a +8 if you use reduced person on them? I think it does. But yeah, I think I would swap knowledge arcana for UMD, but it's not that big of a deal. I think this is a perfectly fine skill point use. There's nothing hugely deficient here. I'm okay with this. Canny Observer. I don't know if I'm okay, if I'm super into doubling down on the perception, though. I mean, like, if you're gonna put points into Knowledge Arcana, you could take Mystery Seeker. They might later on, but you could do that. I really like the focusing attack. Confused, because that will remove the confusion from your character. And there are a few enemies in this game that use confusion against you, so being able to just remove that, it does require you to hit somebody, but that is, what is it? There's 3 potential options. You either act normally, you attack an ally, or you do nothing, I think, are the 3 options. At least normally. They might be different in oh, I forgot to do something. I forgot to put in a go live on the Discord, and of course the bot didn't do it today. Never take focusing attack. Why not? Give me 1 second. Oh, do not want to have that on a thing. Rather not be confused. Yeah, but if you're going to be confused, if you're gonna be confused, it's a really good way to get rid of it, really, really quickly. And since you are, there we go. All right. Since you are a rogue, you're going to be getting a lot of attacks in. So I would much rather the person attack once and then no longer be confused, and then we can stop the attack, as opposed to get a full round attack in on one of our allies. So I usually always take focusing attack confused whenever I have somebody that has that option. See, like, stuff like this, like unbalancing trick, if there was a way to trigger a trip attack while still getting your attacks in, I would be perfectly fine with this. But the fact that you have to... The fact that you have to sacrifice all of your attacks for that round, except for attacks of opportunity, obviously, makes this kind of gross. I mean, Candy Observer is fine. Like, the end of this thought process is Candy Observer is fine. There are a couple of things you could go for an extra combat feat. Like I said, focusing attack confused, I'm a huge fan of. Could grab weapon focus. But I don't know what... I'm really curious if they're even going to go for a weapon focus. Well, finesse training at level 3. So I'm really curious. I'm assuming it's going to be daggers, right? Like, that would make sense. Let's find out. Kukri. Interesting. Wait. Like wolf aspect? That's fair. I do forget that wolf aspect is a potential thing. Wait. Wait. We can't use Kukri, right? Aren't Kukri a exotic weapon? Aren't Kukri exotic? Or am I just losing my mind? No, they're martial. Wait, they're martial. We don't have access to martial weapon proficiency. Crossbow, rapier, saps, short sword, and short bow. Light armor, not shields. So we don't have access to Kukris as one of our weapons, but they're taking it as the weapon finesse? Does this just give you proficiency with that weapon? That would be busted. That would be absolutely broken. What is happening here? Am I missing something? I have to be missing something. Because as it stands right now, we have no way to use Kukris. The fuck? I mean, obviously this isn't going to do anything. Okay, that's just really fucking weird. What do we do here? Okay, fast stealth. Okay, so we are boosting up our dex. That's good, at least. Taking fast stealth. I'm not a fan of fast stealth. I like fast stealth in a tabletop setting is great. Fast stealth in a video game setting, I feel, is has incredibly limited uses. I do not think that this is worth it. Like I said, focusing attack confused, an extra combat trick, maybe a combat trick to get us martial weapon proficiency potentially. Maybe we could get that so that we could actually use those kukris that we took last level. Hey, Igor! This build is very confusing. Oh, I didn't even mention dodge. I'm okay with dodge. Of all of the defensive feats that you could take, dodge I think is fine. I don't know if I would take it at this point in the game. I don't know if I would take it at this point in the game, because if you've gotten to level 3, you've kind of gotten past like the dangerous part at the very early game. Like level 3 is like late maze, right? You might be able to get to Canabras without hitting level 3, but at that point you're kind of going to very, very quickly afterwards. So this is like late maze, early Canabras. I don't think that a +1 to AC is that big of a deal at that point. I don't know. I feel like you should be taking something like double slice or something along those lines. But if you're going to take a defensive option, if you feel the need to, I think dodge is probably the best one out of the options that you have. Not a huge fan of fast stealth, though. Do not like this. Still do not like the fact that we don't have access to kukris, yet those are our finesse training. I'm really fucking confused about that. Alright, so now we got Parada Strike. That's fine. I'm okay with Parada Strike. I would like martial weapon proficiency so that we could use our kukris, though. There has to be something that I'm missing here. But, like, if you could do this with kukri, could you just do this with, like, an Elven Curve Blade, and then suddenly you have access to that without taking exotic weapon proficiency? Are kukris gnome weapons? No. I don't think so. Knife Master is, yeah. Yeah, Knife Master is, but we're just a basic rogue. We're not a Knife Master rogue. That's like one of the benefits of Knife Master is that it allows you to use kukris. It's just, okay. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna stop talking about that. I'm gonna leave that alone. We're gonna move on because I don't know what the deal is with that. Piranha Strike, we got that. I'm perfectly fine with Piranha Strike. It's a good chunk of damage that we just got added into. We don't yet have any extra. What's his background? His background is Acrobat. So he gets throwing axes proficiency, and I think it's like a bonus on something. I can't remember what the bonuses for skills are, but yeah, it does not give kukri as a weapon proficiency. But yeah, I'm okay with Parada Strike. Yeah, like, yes, it's good. Parada Strike is good. Iron Guts is not. Iron Guts is really not. You are level 6 now. You can just get delay poison. Like, at this point, a cleric is going to have level 3 spells, which means they have delay poison communal, which means you never have to worry about poisons again in the entire game. There's absolutely no point to this, except for potentially the save against all spells and effects that cause the character to be nauseated or sickened. But most of those are also considered to be poisons, so most of those fall under delay poison. The only way that this is useful is if you don't have Darren or Sociel in the party, which you would kind of have to be crazy to not use. Darren is just insanely good. So I really, really do not like this one. This is like the first one. Well, actually, Fast Stealth is kind of that same way. Like, these are just not good choices. I would definitely go for more combat feats or focusing attack infused, or, you know, weapon focus, or basically anything else that we have access to except for Iron Guts. Give me basically anything else. Okay, so we are gonna go through the mythic paths for the pre-generated characters because I did it with the sorcerer. So we're gonna take a look at what we get here. Bit of fun, makes sense since we're going trickster. Gives you... Wait, is that what it is? Because doesn't trickster give you... Doesn't trickster give you access to all, like, it just gives you full-on access to everything? So maybe that's why they're taking Kukris? That's an Azada thing? I could have sworn that they're... Oh, it's... Fuck off! Guys, this is bad. This is bad. Don't take always a chance. It's shit. I'm mad and I'm hungry, so I'm taking a bite of food. This literally only helps if your rolls are so incredible doing slow reflexes nor weakening wounds as your rogue talents. Yeah, those are two really good ones as well. So yeah, this literally only helps you if a 1 is going to hit. It doesn't help with, like, saves or anything like that. It's only attack rolls, and it's only attack rolls where your attack bonus is so insanely high that a nat 1 is still going to hit them. Simply because of your bonuses. This is not a thing. Don't take this. Look. Don't burn. Like, actually, if you're a legend, if you're going legend, this might be useful. If you're going full BAB legend, this might be good, because legend has such an insanely high attack bonus once they get up to those super high levels that a nat 1 is likely to hit a lot of the time. However, this one's not doing that. So don't do that. Don't take always a chance. It's probably the worst. Is it the worst mythic ability? I don't know, Enforced Vigor might actually be worse. Inspirational Leader? What do you mean? No, Inspirational Leader is really good. I make sure that I have Inspirational Leader on at least one person in my party. Half your mythic rank +1 to initiative? You're talking about, what is it called? What is it called? What is it called? Battle Meditation. Yeah. Battle Meditation. Well, I don't know, because even Battle Meditation allows, you know, it has some benefit. Although it is a morale bonus. Never mind. Battle Meditation is pretty shit. Battle Meditation might be the only one that's worse than Always a Chance. But Always a Chance is really shit. It's really, really bad. Don't take it ever. It's really bad. Don't do it. Alright, oh, fuck off. Lightning Reap. You're a rogue. You're a rogue. Look at this. So before Lightning Reflexes, our reflex save is already almost double our next highest save. Let's get Lightning Reflexes to just double dip into that even more. Don't fucking... Oh my god. Alright. You know, this build's kind of going off the rails. I'm not... No. Weapon Finesse Mythic. The fuck? Why would you take this on a rogue that already has... Why would you take this on a rogue? Rogue already has the whatever the fuck. The one that we took Kukri for that we can't use because we can't use Kukris. Why would you take Weapon Finesse Mythic on a rogue? Why would you do that? Why would you do this? Yeah, now you have finesse trading with weapons you can use. Hooray. What the fuck? You could take 2-weapon fighting Mythic, which just gives you a +2 to all attacks. That's kind of really good. This is kind of really fucking good. But whatever. Mythic Sneak Attacker, Piranha Strike Mythic. Like, fuck, take Dodge Mythic. Don't take weapon... Don't take a Mythic feat that does something that you already get for free in your... Because, like, this basically makes all finesse training for the rest of the build to be completely useless. This invalidates an entire section of your class. There's no point in taking this because we get this from another source for free anyway. This makes me mad. This makes me mad. This is really stupid. Jump up. Oh my god. Okay. When you get up after being prone, you don't provoke attacks of opportunity. How often do you get knocked prone in this game? Like, legitimately. How often do you get knocked prone in this game? This isn't Kingmaker, where they have 17 billion wolves that trip you constantly. How often do you actually get knocked down in this game? Almost never, I want to say. I want to say the answer is almost never. So we are taking a rogue talent for an extreme edge case after taking a rogue talent for nothing after taking a rogue talent for an extreme edge case. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that does kind of... Yeah, I guess, Igor. I hate it, though. Okay. Moving on. Did get improved uncanny dodge, that's cool. Ugh. Cause I can see this shit build dying a lot. Yeah, that's fair. So. Toughness. Let me just talk about toughness for a second. We are level 9. Let's just take a look. There's 103 health. We went from 94 to 103 health. Now, at level 9, say you get hit by Fireball, and say you fail the save. We don't have improved evasion yet, right? Oh, wait. Improved evasion is a, it's an advanced talent, right? Yeah. Okay. So we don't have improved evasion. So we're still taking full damage on a failed reflex save. So say we roll a nat 1 on a reflex save, because it always a chance doesn't fuck with reflex saves. I also bet they're not. I don't know, they might. If we get hit by a fireball at this point in time. If we get hit by a fireball at this point in time, taking 9d6 damage. 9d6. So if we take the average, let's round it down to 3, right? 9 times 3 is 27. So that's 27 damage. If we get hit by 4 fireballs, we're dead. If we got hit by 4 fireballs before, we were dead. So, like, and if we're getting hit by enemies, that 9 health is not going to help. That 9 health is not going to help. What would help? Things like outflank. Things like martial weapon proficiency, so we can get those kukris in use, finally. Improved 2-weapon fighting. Double slice. Anything to kill the person before they can do damage to you. That's the whole point of a rogue. The point of a rogue is you kill them before they have a chance to do anything. And yet, we're taking all these defensive feats. We've only taken 2 offensive feats. We've got 2-weapon fighting and Parada Strike. Everything else has been defense. Everything else has been defense. Jump up, Iron Guts, Fast Stealth. None of these help our offensive ability. Now, to be fair, most rogue talents don't help with your offense. Everything else has been shit. I am okay with dodge. I am okay with dodge. I like dodge in a lot of my builds. That +1 to AC can help a lot, honestly. But like lightning reflexes and toughness, fuck off. We don't need those. Get out of here with those. Alright, what is this? Oh man, we're a trickster. Thundering blows. Well, considering the fact that we've had nothing that helps us boost our attack, I would say that Thundering Blows is probably pretty good because we're going to be missing a fucking lot. Mobility rank 1. Alright, what does this do? Acrobatic movement to avoid attack of opportunity. Uh, okay, so we get to move faster when we're using. Okay. I mean, I guess you could just turn that on and then you're just constantly moving at 1.5 times speed. That's actually pretty alright. Vanish, Grease, and Feather Step. I'm okay with Vanish. I'm okay with Grease. Actually, Feather Step. Actually, these work together really well. Feather Step and Grease, because you're not getting fucked up by your own Grease spell. Um, higher mobility. That's why I'm not like I'm not a huge fan of this in and of itself. I feel like there's probably better things to do, but I don't know what the higher level ones are, so I'm not going to make too harsh of a judgment here. Oh, that's actually really good. I'm perfectly fine with these spells. I'm really fine with these spells. Yeah, we're good. Um so weird. All right. Rogue. Hey, we finally did a thing. Can't make it. Wait. This is anti-synergy with the mobility trickster path. We want them to be making attacks of opportunity because we want to be able to avoid those attacks of opportunity with our mobility, which means that this negates. Okay. Wait. You actually don't. Slow reactions is actually anti-synergy here. So if we're going to go the mobility route on the Trickster Mythic, right? Mobility 2 allows us to make an attack of opportunity every time you avoid one. But if we're making attacks of opportunity and doing sneak attack damage, because those attacks of opportunity are against flat-footed characters, or they count those attacks as against flat-footed enemies, so they do sneak attack damage. That will then prevent those same people from attacking. Mobility 3 fixes it. We'll have to look at that when we get there. But there are better things here. Wearying Strike. Weakening Wound. Fucking improved evasion. Focusing attack. We could pick up a familiar. Dispelling attack. Crippling. Like, there's so many good choices here. And they take anti-synergy. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so we get combat mobility. And this literally doesn't matter. Congratulations. You made none of these choices matter. I feel like combat reflexes. I almost said combat expertise. I feel like combat reflexes would be better. Yeah, he is kind of a speedy boy. He is kind of. Oh, here, let me hold the microphone slightly out of the camera. Yeah, this is Fucking, I guess. I guess. Isn't this... Don't you need this for that? Yeah. You need dodge for combat mobility. Like, yeah, this build is designed around provoking attacks of opportunity to get counters, but we only have one counter per round now because we still don't have combat reflexes. And then, like I said, finesse training dagger doesn't fucking mean anything because we already have weapon finesse mythic because reasons. All right, what do we got? Destiny Beyond Birth. What does that allow? What is that? Trickery 1. Magical effects do not differ much from magical traps. Tap a trickery check to dispel any effects on target or on the ground. Treat this as a dispel magic spell, only with caster level replaced by a trickery skill check with a -10 penalty. I feel like this is a bit niche. And you could just do the same thing with dispelling attack, at least for the target dispel magic checks. I would much prefer to just use dispelling attack instead of this. Then we do get mobility 2. All right, mobility 3. Instead of avoiding just attacks of opportunity, you can now avoid normal attacks too. Every time you are hit by an attack, you can attempt a mobility check with a -10 penalty. If the result is higher than the attacker's result, the attack misses. So this does not... Like, yes, this does allow us to gain the attacks from mobility 2, but it does not remove the anti-synergy from mobility 2 and slow reactions. So slow reactions is still anti-synergetic with the rest of the build. But, like, even still, you have to choose this over doing damage. Like, trickery rank 1, you have to choose this. Like, this requires a very specific playstyle. And so, kind of a... like, the mobility trickster playstyle is kind of oh god, what's the word I'm looking for? Counterintuitive for a newer player, right? Because, like, the whole like, if you know anything about Pathfinder, you know you don't want to run around in melee because you're going to be provoking a lot of attacks. So a lot of people that have played the tabletop are going to avoid doing that. And that's kind of what this build is built around, is just running around in melee, provoking a bunch of attacks of opportunity, and then getting attacks of opportunity yourself. Except for the fact that we still don't have more than one attack of opportunity per round. Hypnotism. I kind of would have preferred, like, Expeditious Retreat or maybe even Reduced Person. A -8 penalty to dex. Holy shit. Must make a fort save, be sickened. Okay. Alright. Mirror image and blur, I'm perfectly fine with. Cat's Grace, I would also accept. I'm sure you get Cat's Grace eventually. Still boosting up our decks. Still doing all this stuff. Double debilitation. I mean, this is fine, I guess. Still prefer crippling strike or dispelling attack. Improved evasion. Yeah, it's fine. Slippery Mind, Wearying Strike. Like, there's a lot of really good things to take here. I don't think that Double Debilitation is the best one. I feel like there are much better options here, but it's fine. It's definitely not the worst thing to take. Oh, hey, look at that. 2-weapon fighting. We finally got it. At level 13. We get 2-weapon fighting at level 1. We don't get improved 2-weapon fighting until level 13. Because we're too busy taking all of these fucking defensive feats. We still don't have double slice, by the way. So we still don't get our dex to damage on our offhand weapon. Just a reminder, we still do not have dex to damage on our offhand weapon. This is insane. Oh, I meant to check a thing there. All right, we could do that here. What does opportunist do? I actually didn't mean to hit my desk there. I just let my hand fall and it just hit the desk. This is yet another trigger for an attack of opportunity while we only have one attack of opportunity per round. We need more triggers, or we need more attacks of opportunity. We need combat reflexes. Instead of getting combat mobility here, get combat reflexes. Instead of getting toughness here, get combat reflexes. Instead of getting lightning reflexes, get combat reflexes. Ever Ready would help a little bit, but I still don't think it's enough, because that's still only +2. Oh, hey, speaking of, so we do get Ever Ready, but as I just said, it's only a +2 to attacks of opportunity. To really make use of this, you kind of need like 4 or so, because it's anytime somebody else, or whenever somebody hits an enemy that you threaten, you get an attack of opportunity. Whenever you run past a person and you avoid their attack of opportunity, you get an attack of opportunity. So we currently have 3 attacks of opportunity per round, when I think you probably would want 4 or 5 to make this really work. And I do think that Ever Ready is kind of necessary for this build. I do definitely think that Ever Ready is necessary for this particular build, though. Getting that extra attack and damage for your attacks of opportunity is pretty vital, I would say. Stealth rank 1. Stealth is not broken by a single enemy detecting you. Instead, it acts similar to the invisibility spell, giving you total concealment against all creatures that did not succeed on a perception check against you. I guess this kind of makes fast stealth a little bit better. But you know what you could also do? You could literally just have the person have somebody cast invisibility or greater invisibility on you. It's not that big of a deal. Just get greater invis. You're fine. Snowball's fine. Cat's Grace, I did kind of expect them to pick Cat's Grace. That's actually probably the best one out of these. Blink. Honestly, displacement's the only spell here that's really good. The rest of these are kind of meh. Uh, this is also good. Uh, oh, kind of gross. Blast of coins. Creatures in the area take 2d6 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. Fuck off. Fuck off. Alright, so we got Iron Will. Let's just go over things that they could have taken instead. Weapon focus. Combat reflexes. I'm not even gonna mention teamwork feats. We're not even gonna go there. Double slice. Greater 2-weapon fighting. Improved critical on a weapon. Improved initiative. Martial weapon proficiency, so we can make use of these kukris that we took at level 3 and still can't use. Stealthy. Yo, Matt! I have some bad news. We're not going to be seeing any of those today. Yeah, any of those. You know what? Fuck it. Scribe Scrolls. We could have taken Scribe Scrolls. I would have preferred that over Iron Will. Because fuck that. Ah! Why is the Rogue so focused on defense? There's no offense. There's no offense in this entire fucking build. It's ridiculous. I get... Okay, let's try to steel man this build a bit. This build is built around attacks of opportunity. As such, getting extra attacks based off of our offhand is not that important. However, that's stupid and I hate it and it's bad. So the steel man still sucks. So we get Parada Strike Mythic. That's fine. I still hate the fact that we don't have 2-weapon fighting Mythic at rank 6. Rogue thinks he's a monk tank. I guess. I kind of hate all of it though. 2-weapon fighting Mythic would be my choice here. Parada Strike Mythic isn't terrible. It does boost up the damage that we're getting. It's just a flat-out increase in damage. And it gets to be quite a massive increase in damage. As the build continues. As we continue to level up. But definitely 2-weapon fighting Mythic would have been my choice. See invisibility, I guess. What do we get at rank 2? Oh, Perception 2 allows us to get the extra feats. Will we ever take them? Probably not. And we get Trickery rank 2, which allows us to do what? Wait, what? Multiple magical effects do not differ much from complex magical track. Oh, it's just greater. Oh, okay. Okay. It's greater to... I was very confused. I'm like, how is this different from Trickery rank 1? Because it's greater Dispel Magic. Boo. Boo. Not a fan. Wait, what? It just doesn't pick a spell here. All right. Well, we're gonna exit out because that fucks up the auto build. We're just gonna do that instead. Um, no, why would you do this? Why would you do this? We don't have improved critical. Blinding strike. Blinding critical is probably the best, or the worst. Get crippling strike. Get dispelling attack. Get a familiar. Get focusing attack confused. Get improved evasion. Get slippery mind. Get wearying strike. Get weakening wound. All of these are possible. Do not get blinding strike. Blinding critical is really bad in this game because every major enemy that you're fighting is going to have an insanely high fort save. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's bad. It's bad. All right, Mythic rank 6. What do we got? Last Stand. I'm okay with Last Stand. I'm okay with Last Stand. Although it is yet another off or defensive ability. This build is making me sick. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not feeling that great after this build either. Have a good one, Igor. I'll see you later, bud. Yeah, I went to Brock a bit early on the Zapdos run. Yeah. It could have very easily been a 0-death run, but that's what I get for being impatient. Yeah, this is yet another defensive option that we've taken. Take something like the... Oh, well, not the bigger they are. What could we take here? That would be better. They're actually... Could take something like Leading Strike, Rupture Restraints, Unrelenting Assault, Inspirational Leader. Last Stand isn't bad. Last Stand isn't bad. I accept this. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just confirms Charizard's best fire flying. Yeah. Whenever you or anyone within 50 feet from you make a skill check other than Knowledge World, you add half your mythic rank to the roll. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. What other options do we have? Yeah, it's an okay one. What does it allow us to get later? Uh ah. Okay, so Knowledge World rank 2 is actually pretty good. Knowledge Arcana. Oh yeah, that's pretty damn. Yeah, that's really good. Cast level of all abilities from magical items using increased by your mythic rank. That's actually really good. Finding a random potion or random scroll and enough food to cook a common meal that will give some benefits to all your companions. Okay. Any negative conditions affecting the target. That's actually really interesting. And then, yeah, the persuasion ones. The persuasion ones are really good, too. Alright. But yeah, Knowledge World is fine. I think the Knowledge World 2 is the better of the both. Alright, and then we get Mobility rank 3. Alright. So this DC right here is a maximum of 35. It's a fort save with a DC with a max of 35. And it's actually kind of just a worse version of the coup de grace Persuasion 3. Because this one's just AoE and it's automatic, whereas Trickery is... you have to actually do the thing. Like, it's an actual action that you have to take. Hideous Laughter is whatever. Whole Person is whatever. Shadow Conjuration is whatever. Oh, yeah. Tips. Look. Oh, hey, look at that. Level 17. We finally get greater 2-weapon fighting. So the only... literally the only 4 feats that we've taken: 2-weapon fighting, improved 2-weapon fighting, greater 2-weapon fighting, Piranha Strike. Those are the only offensive feats that we've taken. Every single other feat that we have taken has been defensive. Dodge, lightning reflexes, toughness, combat mobility, iron will. All of these are defensive feats. Every single one of them. It's insane. And they all, like, none of them, they're all kind of, like, spread out super thin. Like, we get a +1 to dodge, AC. Cool. +2 to reflex saves. +2 to will saves. Plus, you know, a maximum of +20 health. And then a +4 dodge bonus to AC against attacks of opportunity. Which this kind of stacks with this. Like, these two kind of combo in together. Combo, I say. They stack. And combat mobility does kind of help with the, it does kind of help with the, like, the moving through the combat and provoking attacks of opportunity and all that stuff that this build does. So there is some synergy there, but my god. Alright, what do we got? Mythic Sneak Attacker. Hey, we still don't have 2-weapon fighting Mythic, though. And then there's the... Yep. So, one of the last ones that we get is the Knowledge Arcana, which would have helped us so much more had we just taken it early. But it's fine. Okay, so this Stealth 2 is actually pretty good. I'm actually perfectly fine with stealth, like going up to Stealth 2, because this just gives you basically permanent greater in this. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. Yeah, you like I don't I'm not gonna count not taking teamwork feats against them because they never do. Because that would require you to build multiple characters in very specific ways, and they can't really guarantee that you're going to be using the people that they build to work together with those teamwork feats. So I'm okay with them not using teamwork feats. But yeah, like improved critical lunge, they don't even have weapon focus. They have 0 like weapon narrowing choices here, because despite the fact that they do have like finesse training as a rogue, they took weapon finesse mythic, so you just get all of them for free and you just completely negate the entirety of finesse training. Nope. Cat's Grace Mass is fine. Phantasmal Putrefaction is whatever. Alright. Mythic rank 8. What do we get? Unrelenting Assault. Uh, I guess that's fine. Again, like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, as a melee character, there's not really a whole lot of the... I mean, I guess you could take abundant casting. So we do have a lot of spells. Um, take leading strike. Rupture restraints. As focused on defense as they are, I'm surprised they haven't taken rupture restraints, honestly. I guess this is fine. I guess that's fine. Infused magic device. Okay. Perception rank 2. So there's the... Are they actually going to make use of this? Here's the question. Are they actually going to make use of this? I don't think they are. I would be very surprised if they make use of that. Oh, hey, they got... Okay. This one I'm fine with. I really, really like Dispelling Attack, especially as you get into the later game, and a lot of the enemies have just buffs on them. Like, a lot of enemies will come in with, like, mage armor, or blur, or mirror image. So Dispelling Attack can actually help a lot with just dealing with those guys. I am perfectly fine with this ability. For once they get it right. Oh, fuck off. They made one good decision. And then finesse training doesn't matter. Like, they... Okay, cool. Congratulations, you got the full set. You got the full set of all of the save boosters. Congratulations. I still can't believe they took fucking lightning reflexes on a rogue. Disgusting. Oh my god! As rank 10! At rank 10, they finally get 2-weapon fighting mythic. They finally get it at rank... Oh my god, get out of here. Whatever, we don't even have anything. Fuck off, really? Of all of the ones that you could have taken, you take this one. You could have taken this one to give yourself spell resistance, which could be like spell resistance 50. Because you could get your stealth rank, you could get your stealth skill up really fucking high. Especially as a gnome, who's already a small character, who already comes with a natural +4 to stealth just because of their size. And if you get that even smaller with, like, what's the spell? I can't remember. There's the one that, like, makes you very, very, very tiny. Yeah, this one. So you get an extra +6 size bonus to dex, plus you reduce the size category by 2, giving you, I think, another +8 or even more to stealth. Like, if you get this, you could basically become immune to magic with this build. Trickery rank 3, trash. Trash. It's literally just a worse version of Persuasion 3. I hate this. I hate that they chose this. Yeah, that's kind of meh. That's kind of not great. Yeah, stealth right here is the best one out of these three. Like easily. Like not even a contest. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, we get it. Okay. All right, sure. I mean, I guess because we are. I guess we are. So, dude, wait. The trickster spells have arcane spell failure chance. That kind of sucks. But I guess we get arcane armor training. Never get weapon focus. Never get improved critical. We have blinding critical. So we have something that requires a critical strike to trigger, but we have nothing to help us get that critical strike. We still don't have a way to use these kukri. By the way, yeah, like that's another thing. Like with the amount of decks that we have right here, +6, I mean, this is before you get any buffs on, so this is without a belt or anything like that. So that's a +9. If you have infinitesimal proportions on, that's another +6. So that's a total of +12 to your decks. Like your dex bonus would be at a +12 basically. Why did that just completely... Whatever, it's fine. Oh, by the way, that extra 20 health, that's definitely helping here. You definitely couldn't have used that feat for something else outside of 20 health. So happy that that's a thing. Alright. So this build here. What is this build trying to do? This build is designed around avoiding attacks and getting attacks of opportunity. However, it does not have combat reflexes. So you only get the one attack, or I'm sorry, it does have ever ready, so you get 3 total attacks of opportunity per round. I can't believe that they took Kukri as the first one. I can't believe that they took Kukri as their first finesse training because we can't use them. Unless I'm just missing something. Let's go to abilities. Rogue don't get martial. Nope. Simple with a couple of bonuses. So there are simple weapons with crossbow, rapier, sap, short sword, and short bow added in. They are not martial. Yet Kukri, which is a martial weapon, is the first weapon group that we get finesse training with. And we never get anything that allows us to use them. So until we get Weapon Finesse Mythic at Mythic rank 2, we have no way to deal dex damage. Surely base Rogue better? That's what we're about to find out. Similar to Knock Knock Auto Build? Maybe. Maybe. Alright. But it is time for us to find out how the base rogue works. So that was Rix. That was Rix. It's pretty trash. I kind of hate it. I kind of despise it. It's kind of terrible in every way. Custom character. That doesn't matter. Rogue. Use recommended build. Asimar. As per usual. Plume Kith, so Dex and Wisdom. Interesting. +2 racial on mobility and athletics, and can use the invisibility spell once per day. Alright. We did it! We did it! They took Pickpocket! Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen. We won the video game. We won the video game. They finally picked a good... They finally picked a good background. Okay. Oh. Interesting. So they do drop strength. They go Dex all the way to 20. I don't know if I would have gone all the way to 20. I might have stopped at 19 so that you can get it to a even number at the end, because I know for a fact what they're going to do. Well, A, they don't have any odd number here to even out, but even if they did, they're not going to use it unless it's Dex. So what I would have done is I would have left Dex at 19 and then put all 5 points into Dex. The way that it is right now with 20, they're still going to put all 5 points in Dex. It's just that last point is going to be wasted. So we do have an ability score point here that is wasted. It's a bit unfortunate, but what are you gonna fucking do? Alright, what do we got here? Ooh, interesting. Okay. So we get mobility, trickery, stealth. We don't get knowledge, arcana, or world. We get lore, nature, which is weird. And then we get perception, which I'm fine with. I would have preferred, as I mentioned at the beginning of the last build, I would have preferred the lore, nature go into UMD or something like that. UMD, maybe knowledge, world, athletics. Probably not athletics because we have a negative strength score, but you know, it could be useful potentially. We do start off with 2 weapon fighting, which is fine.
Follow if you dare.
Get arcana and you won't waste the last point. Oh, do they have a thing that allows them to do that? I don't really know much about Trickster. That's one of the paths that I never really looked at. I know that it's really, really good, but I've just never looked at it. We are not going to be dealing with mythic ranks this time around, though. Because there is no mythic auto builds for these characters. Short sword. Of all of the options that you have available, I don't think that you should be focusing on short sword. I would be going... Short sword is not a light weapon, right? Oh, that's right. They have that thing. I forgot about that thing. Yeah. Okay. I think short sword's fine because I think you can dual wield 2 short swords without a major penalty. So I'm kind of okay with short sword. I kind of want the 18 to 20s, but that's because I want the 18 to 20s on literally every martial character forever. Fucking already. Already with the toughness. No! I mean, they have to get it out of the way. They always take toughness at some fucking point. Get double slice. Oh, by the way, they never got double slice in the prior build. They never got double slice, which means that out of that whole build, all of their offhand weapon attacks were not doing dex to damage. They were just doing flat rolls plus whatever other bonuses they got. But they were never able to use their dex to damage on their offhands, which is an insane amount of damage that they're losing out on. Like, double slice is probably the single biggest damage dealing feat that you can take for a dual wielding character. Piranha Strike, yeah, there's combat reflexes. But whatever. We got finesse training short sword. At least they got us finesse training for a weapon that we can actually use. So that's cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, going dex, that makes sense. Combat trick, dodge. They're going a bit hard on the defense again. But that's the second combat trick that they've chosen. Well, I guess the first one was not a combat trick, it was just weapon focus. Because they have that separated out for some reason. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Dodge is fine. I kind of like dodge. Hey, okay, there we go. We got double slice. My major complaint is alleviated. So far, I think this build already wins over the other one. Just period. Slow reactions. I'm okay with this. So I was hypercritical of slow reactions for the last build because it was anti-synergetic with the mobility trickster things that they were going for. But slow reactions on a regular character, I'm perfectly fine with. This works out very, very well. Weakening wound is still... We're what? We're level 6 at this point, so we're like getting towards the end of Canabras. There's not a whole lot of really hefty DR yet, so weakening wound isn't that big of a deal. So I'm okay with slow reaction. I approve. I am okay with this. Iron Will I'm not okay with. I am not okay with Iron Will. I do not like these abilities, especially since Slippery Mind is an option later on. Iron Will is kind of trash. And I would much rather have seen Piranha Strike, for example. Combat reflexes, improved initiative. It's always a good one for a high damage character. As of right now, those are like the three major ones: improved initiative, combat reflexes, or just Piranha Strike. But of the three save boosting feats, I'm most okay with Iron Will, because we really don't want this guy to be like confused or anything like that. Also, I just realized just how dark my camera is. I'm gonna need to get a light in here. By the way, I moved where I stream from. I'm now in my bedroom. I'm not in the living room anymore. This allows me to keep quite a bit cooler because I can focus on just keeping one room cool instead of the whole fucking house, which helps a lot. But I did forget to bring my light in from where I was, so I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point. Fast stealth. Okay, I mentioned this. So they took this in the last build too. I have the same complaints here as I did in the last one. Although in the last one, that fast stealth actually did get kind of justified because they took two of the three stealth mythic tricks, which basically means that whenever you're in stealth, you have greater invisibility, which is really fucking good. In this though, without that mythic, focusing attack confused, weakening wound, another combat feat, any of those would have been fine. Canny observer even. Get a boost to that perception. Because eventually your rogue is going to be the best person that you have for perception eventually. Because of trap finding. So you might as well make them full on. Oh my god, really? I kind of just skipped over it because fuck it, but god damn it. Really? Great fortitude? Come on. There's so many better options for this. However, I am perfectly fine with taking crippling strike here. I probably would have preferred wearying strike. Because this just wearying strike, once you start thinking about the max health that character is losing every time you hit them, the amount of damage that this does is insane. Like especially once you get into late game. In late game, a lot of those enemies are like level 30 plus. So if you're looking at wearying strike and you hit them once and you take away their con, drop them down to the next tier of con, that's an extra 30 damage that you just did to that character. Like it is an insane amount of damage that you do with wearying strike. But crippling strike is also very, very good. Either A, you start dishing out a lot of damage to so say you're fighting like a Vivaki or something, like one of those characters that has like an absolute fuck ton of strength. You are kicking their ability to deal damage in the balls, basically. Like you're just tearing it apart. Especially since a lot of the like you're level 10 right now. This guy, what? So yeah, we only have the 2 attacks, but if we have improved 2-weapon fighting, which we don't have yet, right? Yeah, I'm hoping we get that at level 11. That's 4 attacks per turn. That's a potential 8 strength that we're killing per turn. That adds up very, very quickly. Like imagine being able to deal a -4 to attack and damage per turn. That's basically what this does. A -3 right now because we don't have improved 2-weapon fighting, but once we get that, it's a -4. I'm okay with crippling strike. It is one of my favorite advanced talents. Dispelling attack is another one of my favorite talents. Oh, hey, look at that. 2-weapon fighting. Yeah, dispelling attack is another one of my favorites. Like those 3, dispelling attack, crippling strike, and wearying strike, are my 3 favorite talents. Because they just neuter enemies. Like they just absolutely destroy them. And they're all passive, and they all stack on top of each other. So you don't have to micromanage your character to do anything special. Finesse training punching dagger. I don't think I would have gone with punching dagger. I probably would have gone with dagger or rapier. We don't have martial weapon proficiency, so I wouldn't go for kukri. But if we did, I would. Kukris are really good, and there are some very good kukris in this game. Oh, hey, look at that. I was not expecting this. We got improved evasion. That is another very... If you're going to go for a defensive one, I think improved evasion is probably the best one out of the rogue talents. Is there even any good punching daggers? Let's find out. Oh, boo. Let's find out. Punching daggers. +5 shock agile dagger grants its ability to cast harm once per day. It's a 15th level cleric. +3 brilliant energy punching dagger. You gonna come over and say hi, kitten? Come on. Come on. Hi. Just want head pets. John's sitting here on my bed right now, just staring at me. +4 necrotic burst punching dagger, +3 brilliant energy punching dagger, +2 frost agile speed dagger, has a chance to slow an enemy on a successful hit. +3 punching dagger. Start of Act 3. Kinda. Yeah, there we go. +3 punching dagger increases the save DC against the assassin's death attack ability by 2. When the wielder, this dagger lands a first sneak attack against a new enemy. Target must pass a reflex saving throw, DC 23, or become vulnerable to piercing damage for 1d3 rounds. If the sneak attack was assassin's death attack, saving throw is increased by 2. We have a kitten. +4 ultrasound punching dagger lands a hit on a flat-footed or helpless target. Target suffers additional 2d6 sonic damage. +4 caustic punching dagger grants splitter +10 competence bonus on trickery skill checks. When they successfully disarm a trap. +4 bonus on damage rolls for 5 minutes. Multiple applications of this effect do not stack, but extend the effect's duration. Alright, that's actually pretty good. This is a flat +4 damage bonus. And it's untyped, so it stacks with everything. +4 nullifying punching dagger lands a hit on a flat-footed or helpless target. Target loses all spell resistance for 1d4 rounds. That's actually pretty good. Wait, that's actually really good. Because there's no save for that. It's just get fucked, you lose your spell resistance. +3 Ghost Touch, Heartseeker. Oh, that's just Finian. +1 Ghost Touch, Punching Dagger lands a sneak attack. Deals an additional 2d6 of piercing damage, which also multiplies on a critical hit. So there is actually a couple of pretty good ones. I am okay with punching. There we go. There's my shoulder kitty. There's my shoulder kitten. So yeah, improved evasion. Back to this. Back to the improved evasion. I approve. I'm okay with this. I would have preferred Dispelling Attack or Wearying Strike or Slippery Mind. Slippery Mind is also really, really good. But improved evasion is also really, really good. Gross. Since we already have weapon focus on short sword, I would like to see improved critical short sword. The fact that we still don't have Piranha Strike is also kind of gross. We're level 13 as a as a rogue, we should have Piranha Strike at this point. Yeah, this one's the orange kitty. I don't know where Shelby's at. She's off in the outside lands. She's not currently in the room with us. Yeah, this is John. He's my orange kitty. He's a good boy. And it's actually kind of funny that you say that, because for the longest time, Shelby never showed up on stream. She was very, very, I mean, she's still a very skittish kid. But yeah, she never showed up on stream for the longest time, and then recently she's gotten much more okay with being on camera. Yeah, John was always the cuddle kid. But yeah, I've made it, well, maybe I haven't made it quite clear. I hate Hammer the Gap. I despise Hammer the Gap. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I do not like this feat, because what this feat does is it improves the damage of attacks that are less likely to hit. And it only improves damage if those attacks consistently hit. So if you hit the first one, you miss the second one, you hit the third one, you don't get any bonuses. Hammer the Gap is bad. It's not a good feat. It's one of my most hated feats because it is a trap for newer players, people that don't understand what this ability actually requires, and don't really understand the odds of it actually benefiting them. Because, like, when you look at this, it's like, oh man, you do extra damage, and it multiplied on a critical hit. That's actually really, really cool. Oh my god. The problem is, like I said, you're buffing up the attacks that are less likely to do damage. Not good. Not good. Do not like. Do not like, do not want. Double debilitation is fine. We talked about this a bit when going over Rix. It's okay. I would much prefer other things, and we are starting to run low on rogue talents, and there are a fair number that I would like to see on this ability, or on this build. Dispelling Attack, we talked about, is really, really fucking strong. I really like Wearying Strike. Slippery Mind is also really powerful. Getting that boost to our, basically our will save. Yeah, that's the main reason that I hate that ability so much. You read it and initial reaction is, oh man, it boosts up my damage. This is really good. And then you start thinking about it more and you realize just how bad it is. So it's kind of a trap for newer players, and I really do not like it. I also am a big fan of focusing attack confused. I am also a big fan of getting familiars on people, specifically the hair familiar. Oh yeah, Slippery is is insane compared to Iron Will. What's our dex? Yeah, it's a +6 versus a +2, and that's a +6 before any other buffs. This is before any belts are added on, before Reduced Person is added on, any of those other things. Like, it's insanely good. But yeah, there's a lot of rogue talents that I would much prefer to have over double debilitation. But it's fine. It does its job. It does good work. Oh my god, we got improved critical. I was not actually expecting to see this. All right. Wow, actually. I'm kind of happy that we see this right here. Yeah. So this does double down on short swords, which is fine. Like, we took weapon focus short sword turn 1. this build isn't terrible. Like, there's definitely some things that I would prefer not to see, but this build isn't terrible. These two are trash. This is bad. This I'm mostly fine with. Fast stealth I would like to not see. Double debilitation. Opportunist I'm not a huge fan of either. But yeah, opportunist. So when I was going through Kingmaker the first time ever, I gave Knock Knock Opportunist because I misread it. I didn't see this last bit here. I literally thought that I could have Knock Knock take like 12 attacks of opportunity per round with this thing. Unfortunately, that's not how this works, because if it was, actually, from a balance standpoint, it is fortunate that it works this way, because that would be incredibly broken. You just focus all of your damage onto one rogue character, get everybody else's attack bonuses as high as possible, regardless of whether they actually do damage or not. And then you just have this guy go to fucking town. Just destroy them. It's one free attack, but like, if you look at it in a vacuum, it's not bad. But when you look at it when compared to other things, it falls flat. Dispelling attack, like I said, familiar, slippery mind, wearying, like all of those. The fact that we still don't have any of those really hurts me. I would much rather have any of those over opportunist. I think out of all of them at this point, I would like either slippery mind or dispelling attack first. I think those are the two strongest options left. And then after that, I think familiar. Because, like, if we get a hair familiar, that's another boost to our initiative. Which, while we are really high on dex, so boosting up initiative even further might not necessarily be the best thing to do. But, you know, I like my initiatives to be... I like my initiatives to be, like, in the mid-30s, if possible. Yeah, you definitely need combat reflex. I mean, well, here's the thing. You might not even need that. Because if you don't have any other triggers for attacks of opportunities, this does just kind of guarantee that you're going to get at least one per round. And since you can't use opportunist more than once per round, unless you are working with something else to get attacks of opportunity outside of opportunist, I don't think you actually need combat reflexes for this. Like, other things that I would prefer is, like, disarm. Disarm would be a good way to trigger a bunch of attacks of opportunity. Tripping is a good way to get at least one per round. Like, there's definitely a lot of ways to get attacks of opportunity in this game. But opportunist is probably one of the weaker ones. Actually, no, it's not. Funnily enough, I think Trip might be one of the... Would it be one of the weakest attack of opportunity triggers? Because I guess the fact that you can get it for free from so many places, mammoths, wolves, like basically any gore animal companion, primarily mammoth, basically just gives you free trips, so that's pretty nice. But yeah. Continuing onwards, we get greater 2-weapon fighting at level 17. Good. glad that we got this. We still don't have... We're level 17 and we don't have Piranha Strike. I just want to point that out. Like, this right here, not having this right here hurts this build a lot. You really want Piranha Strike as a fucking Dex character. The fact that you don't have this is kind of insane. Confounding Blades. I think this is overkill. I don't think that this is necessary. Honestly, I'm not even a massive fan of slow reactions, because a lot of the time you're not really triggering attacks of opportunity on your opponents. Most of your characters are like that are going to be in range for attacks of opportunity are not going to be triggering them. So the fact that we're focusing not one but two, excuse me, the fact that we're focusing not one but two rogue talents on preventing attacks of opportunity is definitely overkill. I'm not a fan of this. They've kind of fallen flat on the rogue talent side of things. I don't think fast stealth was necessary. I don't even really think that slow reactions is really that necessary. Confounding Blades, I do not like. Opportunist, I'm not a massive fan of. Like, all of these could have been different things that I would have preferred, but it is what it is. I've already been over all that. 19, what do we get? We get critical focus, and then again we get finesse training kukri. I don't know why these builds are so focused on getting kukri when those are martial weapons when we don't have that proficiency. I don't know why we are getting weapon finesse or finesse training kukri when we don't have weapon proficiency with kukri. I don't understand. Also, critical focus, whatever. It's not terrible. But the fact that we never got Piranha Strike... Actually, no, it is terrible because we did get Piranha Strike. The fact that a Dex-based character never got Piranha Strike is really fucking bad. Never got improved initiative. Never got lunge. I'm not going to mention teamwork feats because they never take teamwork feats in these. Wings is actually a really good bonus to defense if you're going to be focusing on defense. Yeah. That's really unfortunate. Okay. So, Saving Grace. The final rogue talent. Combat Trick. Piranha Strike. Maybe? Nope, Canny Observer. Come on. Come on. You took Canny Observer at level 20. That's the capstone ability that you get, is Canny Observer. Fuck off. God. This build is way better than the other one. Yeah, that's true. This build is way better than the other. And I think the fact that I think the reason that this build is better than the other one is because it doesn't have the mythic path to fall back on. The fact that this one has to stand on its own and can't rely on the mythic path to carry it, I think that these are going to almost always be better than the pre-generated characters. Because the pre-generated characters can fall back on their mythic paths to shore up any weaknesses in the main builds. But this one right here, holy shit. All right, let's take a quick look-see at this. So, issues. Toughness. Get that shit out of here. Iron Will, get that shit out of here. Great Fortitude, get that shit out of here. One of these three should have been Piranha Strike. One of them should have been Improved Initiative, and then the other one should have been fucking whatever. Confounding Blades, get this out of here. Replace this with Dispelling Attack. Double Debilitation, I would have replaced with Wearying Strike. Fast Stealth means nothing in this build. But even if it doesn't have the Mythic Path, like, Piranha Strike, even in itself, is just an insane amount of damage as you level up. Especially if you have a caster that can cast, or I guess it would be a, if you have a, an Alchemist in the party that can cast, Transformation on you. Holy shit, suddenly you are insanely strong. Yeah. They kind of shit the bed with a lot of the rogue talents. The feats, except for these three right here, are fine. But I'm not a huge fan of them. I definitely think that they could... Yeah, there's definitely... Again, it's way better than Rix. Still not a great build. And what the fuck is this Kukri fascination? They can't use them. Right? Alright, I'm gonna go all the way through. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Alright. Fuck it, demon. So I'm just doing this. I'm trying to avoid taking anything... That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. If finesse training gives you access to that, that's actually kind of broken. Because Elven Curve Sword is on there, and Elven Curve Swords are fucking strong. All right, almost there. Almost there. If finesse training does give you proficiency in that weapon, it needs to say it. Because it doesn't at the moment. None of the demonic aspects give, like... None of the demonic aspects give you, like, weapon proficiencies, right? I just want to double check. Looks like how Owlcat chooses builds. Maybe. Okay. Um, I don't think they do either, but I just want to double check just in case, right? Yeah. Nope. All right. Only Gold Dragon and Azada. Okay. Cool. All right. Now, I'm going to uh wait for all the blueprints to load up. We're gonna give ourselves a kukri and we're gonna try to equip it. Uh, 8 o'clock. We definitely have time to do one more build. Uh, oh, there we go. Nope. Nope. We cannot use them. We have a portion of our build that is absolutely useless because we cannot use the items that they chose. How's Weedle coming along? Weedle has not moved since was it the Nidoking build? Or the Nidoking run was the last time I had time to use to progress the Weedle run. Yeah, at least we confirmed it. Yeah, I was meaning to do this on the last one, but I forgot. But yeah. They have a whole ass finesse training for a weapon that this build cannot use. Unless you have exactly a if you have an alchemist with infusion and transformation in your party, you can give them transformation, which gives you martial weapon proficiency, which then allows you to equip those weapons. It's literally the only way for this build to incorporate kukri in it, but fuck it, whatever. Let's see. We did Rogue. What's the next one? Oh, god damn it, it's doing this. So, whenever I try to start a new game, when I have Toy Box enabled, it breaks. And I can't do it. It will not let me. I don't know why this is a thing. But it's just not going to let me do it. Alright, so we're going to have to exit. I'm going to have to restart the game. Which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. We just got to restart the game real quick. Yeah. Transformation gives you a lot. Full BAB, martial weapon proficiency, enhancement bonuses to strength and con, I believe. It also gives you, I think it's a +5 natural armor bonus. I think that's all it does. Like, transformation is an insane spell. Is Toybox up to date? I don't know if it's up to date with the patch from, like, yesterday. But it was doing it before that patch came out anyway. And it was up to date at that point. Really only paid attention to the BAB. Yeah, that's like the big thing for it, is the BAB bonus. That's what a lot of people look at. But it does a lot more than just that. Alright, so what do we got? We only got 2 more of these. Sordara and Earthen. I don't really want to do another one of the pre-gen characters, though. So we're going to go into here, into the classes. So what have I done? I've done Alchemist, I've done Barbarian, Cavalier, Fighter, Sorcerer, and Rogue. We just did Rogue. Do Monk? Bet. Alright, let's do this. Dex and Wisdom. I'm actually kind of okay with this. I'm not a fan of this. Because this basically just double dips on improved unarmed strike, because we already get this for free. Fuck it. Immediately toughness. So this is basically, they chose this background just for flavor, which is what they do a lot. They will choose the background based on the flavor of the like whether it fits the class, not. Oh, that hurts me. This does not. This I'm fine with. This hurts me. It's kind of funny having your wisdom higher than your strength as a... This is kind of a crazy build. I'm kind of down for it, though. Like, while the 7 intelligence kind of hurts my soul, because we're just not going to get any feats. Or, not feats. We're just not going to get any skill points. I don't think we need them for this build. I think that there are enough party members to cover up any weaknesses and skill ranks that this build does not have. I'm okay with this build. This stat spread I'm fine with. Obviously, Wisdom is going to boost up our AC as well, so that's super useful. Like, we're going to be a very tanky boy already. Mobility and Perception. Yeah. Yeah. Of the 2 skills that we're going to have, I would definitely choose these 2. For sure. Yeah, I'm fine with this. All of this is perfectly fine. Toughness. Right off the fucking bat, man. I'm actually alright with dodge. Honestly, what I would have done, if we're gonna go for a full defense, I would have gone dodge into crane style. Is what I would have done here. If we're going full on tank mode, dodge into crane style is way better than toughness into dodge. Yeah. All right. Let's see how the rest of this build goes. Yeah. Yeah, I was a little worried that we were going to take that. Deflect arrows, I'm not a fan of, especially when Crane Style is sitting right here. I just really don't like this feat. It's, you avoid one attack per turn when, like, if you're getting shot, the vast majority of the time there's going to be a lot of people shooting at you. So being able to guarantee deflect one is not as important as being able to more often avoid many. Right? If you have an 80% chance to avoid all of your attacks, even if you have a 50% chance to avoid all of your attacks, that's going to outweigh a 100% chance to avoid one. So I would definitely choose Crane Style over Deflect Arrows here. I'm not a fan of this. But for whatever reason, Owlcat does seem to really enjoy taking Deflect Arrows on tank builds, so we're just going to leave it. Auto drop 2 abilities. Yeah. We do get power attack turn 3. Or turn 3. Level 3. I'm okay with this. Like, so the problem with full-on tank builds is that they don't matter. A full tank does not matter. You have to also be able to do damage. Power attack allows you to deal damage. As long as you can hit, obviously. So I'm perfectly fine with taking power attack at level 3. If we're going for this, I would like to see weapon focused on arm strike at some point. If we don't see weapon focus on arm strike, I'm going to be incredibly surprised. But for now, I'm okay with power attack. True strike, I think, is fine. It allows us to get that power attack off more consistently. You can pop this before we go into combat, guaranteeing our first attack is going to hit. And yeah, just go from there. Unless you get a nat 1. Imagine casting True Strike and then rolling a nat 1 on the attack roll. It's like, oh, fuck off. But yeah, I'm alright with this. Of all the key powers, got Bark Skin, Sudden Speed, Scorching Ray, and True Strike. The only other thing potentially is Bark Skin. But you probably have other sources of this at this point. At level 4, you're definitely in Canabras at this point, so you could have access to Darren. I think Ember also has access to Bark Skin. I think Camellia also has access to Bark Skin. So you have multiple sources of Bark Skin at this point, so I think True Strike is probably the best choice here. But this is another option. But, as I said, True Strike helps us actually do damage, whereas Bark Skin would just allow us to stand around and not take any. Really? That's actually really surprising. Huh. I thought for sure that they were going to go full defense with this build. Dragon style over Crane style, huh? Alright. Alright. I like it. This is a pleasant surprise. So, like, whenever I build a monk, I definitely go full defense mode on the monk. Yeah, we got the 3 feats at the very beginning that were all defense, and then it's been all offense since then, which I'm fine with. Hammer blow here again. Monk rolls unarmed strike damage twice, and yeah, basically just not quite doubling the damage, but doing a good, yeah, because like you could take defensive spin or leg sweep as your style strikes. Like, honestly, it doesn't really matter. There's 4 style strikes and there's 4 choices, so eventually you're going to get all 4 of these. The only thing that matters is what order you get them in. So the fact that we get hammer blow, the full offensive one, first, is very telling. They want you to be doing damage at this point in the game, which I'm fine with. Monks are good about that. Combat reflexes, we got a really high dex, so getting combat reflexes is fine. Bark skin, yeah. Sudden speed definitely has its place as well. I think the weakest of these 4 is definitely Scorching Ray. But yeah, I mentioned already that I think that Bark Skin would probably be the second one. So, haha, I was right. Get fucked, nerds. So yeah, that combat reflexes, that allows us to have 4 total. Right, it's added to. It's not. Yeah, and a number of additional attacks of opportunity per round equal to your dex bonus. So we now have a total of 4 attacks of opportunity per round. The problem is we don't really have 4 triggers for attacks of opportunity per round. We don't really have a way to force multiples of them. But that's fine for now. Dragon Ferocity. So the thing is, I know Crane Style very well. I don't actually know Dragon Style that well because I never use it. Yes, they are boosting strength. Yeah, they are boosting strength as we level up. Sorry, I have not called attention to that. Oh, it also gives you a... I didn't actually know that they had a shaken effect on this. But it is only when you score a crit. So, and fists are unfortunately only a nat 20 crit range. So it is the least likely, but it is a thing. Oh yeah, this is 100% damage dealing. Like, strength bonus is now double your strength bonus to damage, and 1.5 on subsequent attacks. So yeah, we're now up to 18 strength here. Alright. What do we get here? Abundant Step? I guess Abundant Step and speed, Sudden Speed are... They kind of do similar things. Not the same. They do similar things. Although Sudden Speed is, I think... I kind of like Sudden Speed better. It lasts for a minute, and it's just a flat-out boost your base speed by 30 feet. By the way, this stacks with Expeditious Retreat and other fast movement abilities. If you haven't seen my Inevitable Excess DLC speedrun, I actually do recommend it. It's like a 7-minute speedrun. It's like 7.5 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that. And it uses a monk, and holy shit, do you move fast. You keep Expeditious Retreat up, you cast, you keep Sudden Speed up, and you just fucking zip around all those fucking maps. It's crazy how fast you go. I think the video itself is like 2 hours long because I basically just uploaded the full VOD onto this channel. But there is a link in the description of it to show the actual like world record run. But yeah, anyway, abundant step, you can teleport. Hooray. Oh, there's the weapon focus on arm strike. Very good. Shattering punch. So we have gone full on. Both of our style strikes are the offensive ones. Both of our style strikes are the offensive ones. We do not have defensive spin or leg sweep. I kind of think I would have preferred leg sweep instead of shattering punch here. That trip is really useful to triggering attacks of opportunity. Getting that extra damage in. And then immediately after we get improved critical arm strike. Okay. Great. Yeah. So far, I'm like fully on board with everything except for this. This fucking sucks. This is terrible. This is the worst key power, barring none. Worst key power. Let me point out why. 2 points from your key pool, so the same as teleportation, to heal an amount equal to your monk level. We have 104 health, meaning we can heal 10% of our health by using up 2 key points, instead of doing any of our other key powers and using our key points with those. Instead of teleporting, instead of boosting our AC, instead of boosting our attack by 20. Twice, by the way, for these two. We can heal 10% of our health. Not worth it. Not exactly worth it. This is like the first major thing that I'm not a fan of. Is this wholeness of body. The rest of like I'm not. Okay, that's a lie. I also don't like deflect arrows. But if we're not going for crane style, I'm okay with deflect arrows. If we're not going for crane style, I am more okay with deflect arrows. Let's put it that way. I am more okay with deflect arrows because like what we could do here. What else do we have? We have blind fight, we have improved initiative. I don't really think that blind fight or disarm or improved blind fight are that big. Like a lesser cure wounds? Yeah, kinda. It's like an almost max roll lesser cure for now. Like, obviously it does go up. We can at level 20, we can heal a whole 20 health. We can heal a whole 20 health at level 20 with this ability. It's super shit. But yeah, let's move on. It's real bad. Critical focus. I do. Okay, so this I disagree with. This I disagree with. I'm okay with improved critical, but with a originally nat 20 only crit weapon, I do not like focusing multiple feats on critical hits. Because the thing that I'm now worried about, I'm now worried that they are going to go into like blinding critical or staggering critical, one of those two. And they're going to focus too heavily on critical feats instead of taking other things that could help. Like, hell, take cleave. Go down the cleave feat route. Like, that's just a lot of extra damage. And you're going to be doing a lot of damage with this build. So far, at least. Could go improved initiative. Take elemental fist? No. No, I don't think you would want the elemental fist, right? Because then that would require ascendant element for it to actually be able to do anything uh in later levels. Lunge could take lunge since we aren't really going for a for like a super tanky build. I mean, like, the thing is that the fuck lies. This is just not correct. What the fuck? Why is this? You always use the ring that turns all damage into force. I mean, maybe. Why is this not showing any of the other any of the other AC sources? Like, it has the feat, but it doesn't have the class ability? Because, like, we have you have the wisdom to maybe you have armor on? Maybe. It'd be weird though. But maybe, yeah, maybe there's armor. Um but yeah, like, cleave feats are a possibility. Improved initiative, lunge, wings. Wings is a really good defensive boost to AC. But anyway, moving onwards. Still boosting up strength, still getting that mobility and that perception up. Diamond body, immunity to poisons of all kinds. Again, this kind of falls into the whole iron guts thing when I was going over the rogues. Why? Why this when there's a spell that does the same thing? Of the ones that are available, I would say sudden speed and restoration are probably the best ones. Because this is full restoration. It's not greater, but it is full restoration. And we get it for free. And by that I mean there's no diamond dust cost. So it's just key points, which we get every day. I would much rather spend key points than diamond dust on something like that. So yeah, sudden speed or restoration over diamond body, because there's just, just cast delay poison. Just cast delay poison, guys. It's a good spell. Just use it. Use it all the time. Have it up at all times, forever. Have it as part of your basic buff rotation. Oh, I get that it's like thematic fuck off. I get that it's thematic, but it's not good. There are better options. Gross, disgusting, get it out of here. I can't, I'm not, like, bleh, bleh. Gross. I hate Hammer the Gap, it's the worst. Defensive spin, though. Defensive spin I'm fine with. They always pick Hammer the Gap. That's why I'm not going to continue going over Hammer the Gap every time we see it. I'm just going to say, bleh, this is gross, and move on. Because they put it in every melee fighter. Every melee fighter gets Hammer the Gap. Everybody gets toughness. Like, they just... Owlcat has certain feats that they just really like putting into every build, regardless of how good those feats actually are. Two of them being Hammer the Gap and toughness. Defensive spin. What's Rix? Well, one, hello Zens. Two, Rix is the pre-generated rogue character in Wrath of the Righteous. He has a terrible build, don't use it. There we go. I just summed up the first hour of this stream in that one sentence. Build is trash, don't use it. Um, so I do kind of not like the fact that we took defensive spin here instead of leg sweep. Um, I would much rather have preferred leg sweep here. Um, they're one and the same. No, so the pre-generated characters. So there's like there's that list of like I think it's like 7 characters, and then at the bottom of that list there's create a custom class. So the pre-generated characters have a different build than the custom class builds. Um, and like so we found that out with the Tailin and the Cavalier builds. We found that out with Unilard and the fighter build. We found that out with Angie or Angie. I don't actually know how to pronounce that. All right, are we back? We're back. Okay. Lagged out there for a second. But yeah, they do have differences. Some of them are quite drastic. And the majority of the time, I end up being very angry at one or the other. Or both. A lot of times it's both. Especially with the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers made me very, very upset because they're both trash. But yeah, I would much prefer leg sweep here than defense spin. Defensive spin, it is good. Like a +4, like you gotta look at it. If you look at this, this is basically saying gain a 20% chance to not be hit by this character for 1 round. So this basically gives you the equivalent of blur. Kinda. Right? Because every +1 is a 5% increased chance for that character to miss. So this is a +20% chance to not get hit by that character. However, leg sweep, if it lands and if it successfully trips them, is a 100% chance to not be hit by them in the next turn because they got to get up first. And this also allows you to get an extra attack in. So I would much prefer leg sweep over defensive spin here. Although defensive spin is still good, it's just not what I would prefer. Like literally all of these are good. All of these are good. Hammer blow doubles your strike damage, which at this point is extensive. Shattering punch ignores damage reduction, which is really fucking good, especially in the later game. And then we just discussed why defensive spin and leg sweep are both good. Like I like all 4 of these. They're all really good in their pockets when they are useful. You just gotta be able to swap between them as needed. Hammer the Gap though, trash. Absolute garbage. Diamond Soul is pretty good. Spell resistance. Monk level +10, so that is a little bit low, I believe, on the actually no, I think that's about mid. Like really good spell resistance is like 16 plus caster level. 10 plus caster level is like mid-level spell resistance. So this is actually pretty good, especially like once you get up to the higher levels, because like right now it's a spell resistance of 24. So yeah, I'm okay with Diamond Soul. Out of all of these, like Cold Eye Strike, Poison, Scorching Ray, Shout, and Spit Venom are all kind of they're kind of not good. Sudden Speed is still really good. Restoration I still like a lot as well. So hopefully we see those at some point. So this is a bonus feat, so we are a bit limited in our options. But do we want Blind Fight here? How often do you come across gaze attacks? And more importantly, gaze attacks that matter. Very, very rarely, right? I know the Ravener, I think it's Ravener spiders. The big boy spiders. They have a gaze attack that can petrify. But beyond that, I can't really think of any other gaze attack characters. And as you can see where my mouse is, I would much rather prefer a different ability here. But that's just me. I like initiative. Initiative is really good. Getting a higher initiative means that you can potentially knock out enemies before they get a chance to attack at all. So I'd much prefer an improved initiative. But blind fight is fine, I guess. I guess it's fine. Yeah, this is what I was worried about, though. This is what I was worried about when I saw critical focus. I was worried that we were going to focus way too hard on criticals. So again, they always go for staggering. Staggering critical is the worst of the critical feats. Don't take it. It's really fucking bad. Don't do it. Even though a successful fort save doesn't negate it, go for tiring. Go straight to improved blind fight. That's not. Yeah, that's not the only class that can do something like that. There are classes that can go straight to improved uncanny dodge without getting uncanny dodge. So yeah, it is unusual but not unheard of for something like that to happen. Yeah, staggering critical, I do not like this ability. If you're gonna go for a critical feat, go for tiring or sickening critical. Those are much better. They do not require a fort save at all. They just do what they're supposed to do. And then tiring also unlocks exhausting critical, which is just way better. Yeah, there's definitely better things here. Like I said, we still don't have lunge. We could still take improved initiative. Dragon roar. Cleave feats, like with the I mean, well, at this point I wouldn't go for cleave feats because we just don't have enough feats left to get all of them. I mean, I guess you could just go improve cleave and then cleaving finish and not go the second tier, but staggering critical, kind of trash, not a fan. Do not like. This is another one that's really bad. This is also really bad. For the same reason that I've said that things are bad whenever they say fort save. The vast majority of the enemies that you're going to be fighting in this game have very, very good fort saves. Almost every single demon has a really good fort save. You do not want to focus on them in this game. Unless you're like Nenio, that can focus many things into boosting up her save DCs to get over those fort saves. So like that's why Nenio's like Phantasmal Killer and her weird spells are so powerful, is because she has ways to boost up those save DCs really, really high. You don't really have this as a monk. It's just going to be this. DC 10 plus half your level plus your wisdom modifier. So at level 20, wisdom's a 4. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Say you got a +6 headband on. That's a +7. So a save DC of 27. Max. A maximum of 27. Hell, let's even say 28. Let's say you give this person the wisdom like handbook, the one that gives you a +2 inherent bonus. Let's say you give them that. It's a 28. A fort save of 28. It uses up 4 key points for 1. 2, only a DC 28. And you're at level 16, so you're getting to the end game at this point. So fort saves are going to be, like, a lot of times the fort save is just going to be higher than that save DC. Like, the enemies that you're going to want to use Quivering Palm on, they're going to be the stronger enemies. They're going to be the ones that have the higher fort saves. So you're not going to want to use this. It's just really bad. Get sudden speed. Get restoration. Those two are going to be more useful. And in sudden speed's case, more fun, because just running around at 1,000 miles an hour is really fun. Yeah, I do not like Quivering Palm. In this game. In this game specifically. Alright, so we finally get Dragon Roar. That's fine. Just, yeah. Yeah, when he rolls a 1, a 5% chance to one-shot Discari. You know what a better way to one-shot Discari is? Be a Cavalier and charge him. That's what I did in my first playthrough. I was on normal difficulty. I charged Discari and one-shot him with my Cavalier. Cavaliers are broken, by the way, in this game. If you have all of the things that give them all of the bonuses. He was also a legend, so he was also doing a bunch of sneak attack damage on top of it. Guy crit for like 1,000, I think, or something like that. It was like 700 to 1,000 damage, I think I did with that man. Cavaliers are busted. Like, you want single target damage? Get yourself a Cavalier. You win. Yeah, Dragon's Roar is fine. It's like the one major AoE that we have. AoE is really good. It's good to have. You want AoE. Even if it is, you know, just an option that you have, having that option is really nice. You are doing your unarmed strike damage to everybody inside it. And the damage is just guaranteed. That's the nice thing about this. So the will save prevents them from being shaken. It does not prevent the damage. So you are going to do your unarmed strike damage to everybody. It's just the will save prevents them from being shaken. I am curious. Okay, so at this level, at level 17, doing 2d6. Oh no, I'm sorry. 2d8. I was looking at the small. And then if you're large, which a lot of the times you're going to want to have a at least enlarged person, and at level 17, most likely legendary proportions. So it's going to be 3d8 or higher when it comes to your unarmed strike damage. Now the question is, does this add in any of your bonuses? Like, is this your full unarmed strike damage? Like, do you get your strength bonus and, like, power attack bonuses and all that stuff? Or is it just that, you know, if you're a large character, is it just that 3d8 flat? That I don't know. Obviously, one is way better than the other. It's probably just, if I were to, you know, gun to my head, if I had to guess, I would say that it's just the 3d8 flat. But who knows? It could be. I think this is, if it is just the flat roll, is this ever worth it though? Because at this point, you're going to be doing more damage from the bonus than you are from the flat roll, right? A lot of the time. actually very confused. Anyway, so we do get restoration here, which I'm perfectly fine with. I've been asking for this for a few levels now. A better early game feat instead of cleave. Does it have any requirements? I mean, outside of being a dragon, I guess not, right? You could just take dragon style, dragon ferocity, dragon roar. Cleave has better follow-up feats. Yeah. Yeah, because the main thing about the main difference between the two is that cleave, I believe cleave allows well, no, it's not even an I believe. I know that cleave gives you bonuses to gives you all those bonuses. Strength bonus, power attack bonus, all that stuff. Whereas Dragon Roar as red does not seem to. Restoration perfectly fine. Improved initiative. I'm actually kind of surprised that they went with this, but I'm very okay with improved initiative as the feat that we get here. Yeah, I'm okay with level 18. Level 18 is pretty good. Level 19 we get improved blind fight because fuck it, I guess. I don't know why we get this. What would I have liked to have seen instead? It's a little late to do a lot of things because you only have one feat left. So what is one feat that we could take that would be worth it? Wings. Wings would have been better. Honestly, skill focus. I would have taken skill focus or wings over improved blind fight. Like, boost up your mobility, boost up your perception. One of those two. And then final level. Get our strength up to 22. Rogue or monk, who did it better? Actually, turn this fan off. It's getting a little bit chilly. Rogue or monk, who did it better? It's kind of hard to say. I'm a little sad that we never got sudden speed. The rogue immediately has negative points because both rogue builds incorporated a finesse training for Kukri, which they cannot use at any point, which is still absolutely fucking hilarious to me. But I think the rogue is a better build. I think the rogue is a better build because if we're talking about doubling up on stuff or doing stuff that doesn't matter, the background of this character doubles up on improved unarmed strike. So that's wasted. So you're basically wasting a feat there. Or a class ability, however you want to look at it. There's not as many choices with the monk. The monk has fewer choices, so it's harder for it to fuck up. Like the bonus feats are such a so if you look at the amount of options that you have as a monk in your bonus feats as opposed to the rogue talents, it's like not even comparable. You have like 7 feats here. Like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 total options, and you don't even have all of them to begin with, right? To begin with, you have 6. Combat reflexes, dodge, crane style, blind fight, improved initiative, deflect arrows. So you only really have 6 options to begin with, whereas you have double that or more when it comes to rogue talents, and that's not even considering the combat feats that you have access to as a rogue talent. So the amount of options that you have to choose from with the rogue and the opportunities to fuck up that come with those options is just drastically higher than they are with the monk class. And then like you also have like the style feats where it's like, oh yeah, it's definitely a choice. It's like, no, you're just choosing the order. You get all of these. You will always get all of these. It's just which ones do you want first. And so like the order I probably would have taken Lake Sweep at either first or second. Honestly. Especially now that I know just how good tripping is after going through the Midnight Isles a few times. Now that I know just how good tripping is, like, I definitely would have prioritized Lake Sweep a lot higher than this. It does focus a bit too hard on critical hits on a 19 to 20 crit range weapon. It also takes the worst of the critical effects with staggering instead of sickening or tiring. I think that improved blind fight is completely wasted. I don't think that this actually does anything at all. Because I'm fairly certain that the majority of enemies that we have are using blur. They are not using displacement. So the total concealment reroll doesn't matter because I'm fairly certain that blind fight, yeah, every time you miss because of concealment, you can reroll. Whereas this is well, it does allow you to ignore the mischance for blur attacks. I don't know. I don't think that this gives you enough of a benefit for it to be worth it. When there were other feats that could have been taken. So yeah, I definitely think that of the 3 builds that we looked at today, the normal rogue, not Rix, the normal rogue is the best one of the 3. Probably followed up by the monk, with Rix coming up in the rear, because holy fuck, that build was bad. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Because it is now 9 o'clock. I do have to go get ready to go to work. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing some Dad of War. We're continuing through that. I don't remember where the hell it was that I left off last week. So I can't even say what to expect because I don't know. Also, I'm going through this game blind, so I have no idea what comes up next, story-wise. We might continue exploring the lake that we were in, because we had just gotten to the big-ass lake, and we were doing a whole bunch of exploring, doing all the side stuff that I found there. We'll probably continue that, do some side quests and stuff, and then eventually get back around to continuing the main story. Off on Thursday. Friday, we'll be finishing up the Pikachu run and then rolling for a new Pokemon to figure out what we're gonna be running next, and then Saturday doing the same. More Pokemon stuff. Something that I forgot to mention this entire stream. I am working on a thing I just started it last night, but I have decided to make it a sub goal. So I have a new sub goal. I'm currently at 225 subs on YouTube. If we can get this up to 300 subs, there's not going to be any time limit on this. This is just once we get to 300 subs, I will try Kingmaker unfair speedrunning again. I've only done it once. It was over a year ago, and to this day, it is the most popular video I've ever made. That video has like 19,000 views at this point, and still gets like 100 views. Not a day, but like 100 views a week or something like that. But I only did the one run. I never expected to do it again. But with all of the changes to the routing for the any percent run, I think we can incorporate some of those into the unfair speedrun. and yeah, eventually, potentially, maybe get that run down to such a time that I can actually do it in one stream. So that is my 300 sub goal. I tried to get a tracker going before we started the stream today, but it wasn't working. So I'll have to figure that out before I go live tomorrow. But yeah, that's everything that's going on here. Thank you everybody for hanging out and watching. I appreciate y'all as always. And as always, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Hope y'all have a good evening, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.